right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this final episode of the Heroes webinar. This is our last webinar before the end of this year. So the next time you will see all of us here on this panel or on this screen, it will be in 2025. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for listening to us. Thank you for having been joining us throughout the entire year for the past maybe 4 years. Thank you. As we go into the most exciting year of our journey in Unpassive. Today, our topic is to stay positive in the power of faith and the power of faith in tough times. Stay positive and then have the power of faith in tough times. We all know the power of positive thinking. We've talked about the power of positive thinking, the power of the mindset and everything. It's good for us actually to have a positive mindset or to have positive thinking. You know, your life is actually a physical representation of your thoughts. The way you think is the way it shows outside. So as we go into this 2025, we are hoping that we carry on a positive attitude, a positive mindset, not only towards the people that you meet, but towards each and every one of us, towards our business, towards our founder, towards each and every one of us. You know, having this kind of mindset is actually transformative. It helps you. It's healthy. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to have that attitude. It helps you build that resilience that we all need at this time, facing the circumstances that we face. So it's a good thing. It helps you save more energy. You're energetic when you have a positive mindset. But faith is the key here. Having faith is the key. Faith can be a tremendous source of strength during challenging times. When you have faith, we've talked about faith a lot here. We've talked about hope. When you have faith, you have hope. You believe in the things that you believe in. It's that hope of something better is coming. It's the faith that you have. And that is what we all have as we look forward to a very, very exciting and productive 2025. That hope is derived from that faith that we all carry. When you have faith, you have a sense of purpose. You know, believe in something that is greater than yourself. We are all here because we believe that something better awaits us, something that is greater than ourselves. We've all taken ourselves out of this equation because we know that whatever is coming is greater and bigger than each and every one of us. You know, and of course, we also have peace of mind. When you have faith, you believe in something, your whole entire mindset is set to that thing, that positive mindset. You have inner peace. You know, faith offers you that inner peace that we all need. It gives you that comfort that we need. You know, it avoids stress and anxiety when we have faith, when we believe. For me, my whole attitude is to focus on our founder, Mr. Ash. I look at him, I look at his direction. I listen to what he says. I believe what he says. That is how I look at it. So as we move on to this 2025, let us focus on our founder. Let us look at the attitude that he brings, the faith that he has. It is his faith that is carrying him forward and all of us, and his positive mindset. I believe that if we all derive this kind of attitude as we move into 2025, and I know that there are better days ahead. There are better days ahead because our founder, Mr. Ash, has spent the last few years and especially the last few months putting the teams, crossing the T's, dotting the I's to make sure when we open the door, we are gone for good, guys. So let us have faith. Let us stay positive. Let us have a positive mindset. So we're going to open up this conversation with the one and only our brother Mike Ellis, who is going to take it from here and then weave it all in the way that he's the only one who knows how to do it. So, brother Mike Ellis, please, over to you. And then we'll go to brother Chris Johnson. Sister Robin, sorry. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Bob. You're absolutely on fire. I agree with everything you said. I want to start by wishing everybody a happy New Year's. We're just about there, a couple more days, and we're into 2025. I think it's going to be a really, really great year for everybody. Uh, I initially was going to talk about the timing that's involved in 2025, but I thought to myself, no, I really don't need to do that. Mr. Mufara has taken care of that. I'm confident that he knows exactly what he's doing. And when the timing's right, he's going to come out with phase two, and it's going to be perfect, as Bob said. It's just absolutely going to be perfect. So I'm not going to go there today. Mr. Mufara has that well in hand, and I trust him implicitly. When we start to think about what the topic is today, and I'm going to try and stay on that topic, which is faith in hard times. It's a really, really good topic. When I saw it, I went, of course, faith, hard times, they kind of go together. And when I think about that, I think about faith and gratitude, not grace, gratitude. There's a difference there, guys. And when I think about faith, my faith is always with God, period. That's just the way it is. It's the way it'll always be. My God is sovereign. He pretty much knows everything that's going to be happening. That's where my faith is. But I'll always have a gratitude for Mr. Mufara and what he's done, what his vision is, how he's structuring everything that will benefit each and every one of us. So when I start to think about faith, I start to think about hard times. Faith is essential in everything we do. If you don't have that, it's really, really difficult to get through some of the hard times that we go through. And if you don't think there are hard times, all you have to do is look at 2024. Period. If you look at what Mr. Mufara went through, if you look at what we went through, because we're all anxious to get going, there were some hard times there. But in reality, that is life, isn't it? Life is hard. It's always hard. It's always been hard. But because we come together as a family, there's no hardship we can't endure and get to the other side. So as I think about where we are, where we're going, as I think about faith and hard times, we're in a really, really good place. And I really want to speak to, I know everybody here on the panel, you know what's going on, you know what's happening, you know what Mr. Mufara is doing, but I want to talk to people that maybe they're a little new to this family and they're just listening in. And as I talk about the hardships of life, it's just what it is. Life is hard. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old, doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, life is difficult. Now, when you're younger, it's difficult, but because you're young, you don't quite understand how hard it's going to get. Maybe that's a blessing for youth, but it does get hard as you get older, as you get more responsibilities, as you have family, as you get older, life gets harder. And obviously, when we start to think about what Mr. Mufara is doing, when we start to think about financial independence, we're all focused on that financial goal that we all have initially. And whether you're young or old, we all have dreams and aspirations we want to meet. If you're young, you have those dreams. They're very real to you. But when you're young and you start to grow older, you start to understand that, yeah, I have these dreams, but I don't have the ability. Yeah, I don't have the skill set to make those dreams come true. And as you get older, you have the skill sets, you have the understanding, but you start to lose the time that it takes to actually build that wealth that you're looking for or accomplish those dreams. So whether you're young or you're old, life can be very, very difficult. And that brings us to Mr. Mufara and what he's doing. And I've thought a lot about this over the last week or so. It's the end of the year. You think about these things and what Mr. Mufara is doing. And yeah, we have hard times, but because of what Mr. Mufara is doing, whether you're old or young, it doesn't matter what skill set you have, it doesn't matter where you come from in the world. Mr. Mufara is putting out there something that will benefit each and every one of us in major, major ways. Over the last couple of years, there are things that I want to talk about that I can't yet. And the reason I can't talk about them is because it's just too early. I'm going to say something that very few of you will believe when I say it, and even fewer will understand what I'm going to say. About probably the only one here that will understand is Marty DeGarmo, and that's because I've talked to Marty for the last 12 years. This is what we talk about. There are things we're going to be able to do that you haven't even thought of. And I'll give you one. And again, most of the people here aren't going to believe it. And these are the things that we're going to be able to start talking about and actually being able to show people how to do. Today on this webinar, we've got maybe 4,000 people that will see this webinar. It's not a bad audience. It's pretty good. And if you look at the universe that each of us have, if we look at the OTEC pros, 2 years ago, their universe was what? Maybe 12 people? That's about it. They didn't have that many people. But because of what they're doing, their universe has grown. And our universe, whatever position you're in, your universe is going to start to grow because of what Mr. Mufareh has done. And as he comes out and he starts to explain what he's going to be doing and how he's going to be doing it, I can tell you flat out that there are things that Marty and I can talk about today that would take this audience of 2 or 3 or 4,000 people that are watching, and in a very, very short period of time, you would have 200,000 people watching this webinar every time we do it. Now, when I say that, most people go, well, that's nice to say that, but really, how can you really do that? I'll give you an example. About 3 years ago, I think it's been 3 years since Mr. Mufareh did this. I was doing videos, and Mr. Mufareh came out and he said, listen, I'm going to drive some people to your video. And I'm just going to do it. I want to do it. I like your videos. I'm going to drive some people there. And I went, well, that's nice. He's going to drive a couple thousand people. It'll be nice if people there. Maybe we get a little traffic, blah, 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 all that stuff. And the next day, he drove 100,000 people through one video. Now, today, Marty and I know how to do that. But it's even bigger than that when Mr. Mufareh comes out with what he's going to be sharing with us. And the reason I bring this up is to give people an understanding. 2025, what's going to be coming at us? What are you going to be learning? How are you going to be able to implement that? How are you going to build your business? What's that going to... So, I'm still there. Can you guys see me okay?
Yes, but somebody's sharing screen. Can we see that?
Somebody's
Okay,
sharing
well,
their screen. We can
I
hear you.
always love to look at Mr. Mufareh. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's fine. But what's coming, and I'll keep this short, Bob. What's coming are all of those questions that I ask. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? How are you going to implement? And then there's going to be more coming. Imagine and this really isn't important once Mr. Mufareh brings out phase 2. What if you had a YouTube channel and on average you had 200,000 views per video? Now, those of you that have a YouTube channel and that have monetized, you understand what I just said. It's a really, really big deal until phase 2 comes out. And then it's piddly. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. The only reason we want to have that type of viewership as we do our webinars and our videos is to get people engaged and to bring them into the family so that they can benefit from what Mr. Mufareh is going to be bringing out. But I guess to end it, what I wanted to say is there are things that are coming that we can't talk about yet, not because, and I want to make this clear too, Mr. Mufareh hasn't shared any of this with us, okay? This is just Marty and I and Dan talking over the last 12 years and our experience online and seeing what Mr. Mufareh is doing. We kind of have an understanding of what's going on. And it's not me, it's not Marty, it's not Dan, it's what Mr. Mufareh has put forward. But as we move forward, understand when he comes out and shows us phase 2, you're going to see things and you think you understand what's going on. And you will. You'll understand kind of the minimum. But we're going to come in. We're going to explain what we've been talking about for 12 years. And again, I know there are a few people that have an inkling in the back of their mind, well, they're thinking about this or they're thinking about this. And maybe you're right. But if you're right, don't say anything because it's just too early yet. I believe as Mr. Mufara comes out with phase 2, all of these things are going to be, they're going to be unrolled by Mr. Mufara. And then from there, we can come in and we can extrapolate and kind of add to them. But we're in a really, really good place. 2025, enjoy the new year coming in. Enjoy it and understand that I don't think we have that long to go. Mr. Mufara's got it under control, and it's going to be here sooner than you think. And when it happens, everything starts to change. And hard times, yeah, they'll always be there. We all go through our things. But as Mr. Mufara unrolls phase 2, it's going to be a fun time, and it's going to lighten up those hard times. It's going to soften them, and life's going to get better for everybody. Bob, I'll turn it back over to you. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you could hear me.
Yes, that 5 on 5. Thank you so much, Brother Mike. The first things that you uttered were gratitude for Ash. I think we all have to give Mr. Ash, our founder, some gratitude for the grace that he's given us. Gratitude for Ash. Thank you, Brother Mike. He's putting everything together, putting things together. It's going to come up very shortly. Very shortly, we believe. As we've always thought, anything can happen at any moment. So let's just stay close, keep your eye close to the ball. Thank you so much, Brother Mike. I was very pleased to hear our golden voice today. We had a pleasant surprise of having the one and only Sister Robin within our midst. I'm sure she thought as the year coming to an end and what we all anticipate, she said, what a better time for me to come out and just express my well wishes to all the founders in our community, and also give us her take on what she thinks when we talk about how to stay positive and having faith in these turbulent times, in these difficult times. So it's my pleasure to call on our Sister Robin. Glad to see you. Glad to hear your voice. The microphone is yours, sis.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm just getting a flash that my internet is unstable, so I apologize if I come in and out or if I disappear. I really did want to be here today for 2 reasons. One, because it's the end of the year. The title of today's webinar, The Power of Faith in Tough Times. Well, what a year. And we've all experienced a challenging, difficult, painful, sad, frustrating year in various forms, whether it's through health, whether it's financial, whether it's loss of family members, friends. It's been a long, long, challenging year. I think it'll go down on the books for that. And yet on the other side of it, it's gone by very, very quickly. 375 days ago, I was first spoken to by a medical professional about cancer. And little did I know and understand the impact that it would have on my life and those around me and those who care about me. And little did I know that that would be the first of 3 such conversations, totally separate, and add a few more conditions and issues on top of that. It's been a tremendously challenging year, health-wise for me, from the perspective that I have always felt that we have the power of being able to heal anything and everything that crosses our path. And it did not happen in the manner that I always thought and believed it could and would happen. Finances are such a huge part of our world, unfortunately. And without finances, one is not able to have the freedom of choice, have the freedom of belief in being able to implement what one truly believes in one's heart and through one's own belief education system of what is possible. And it makes us feel helpless sometimes. It makes us frustrated, and it brings up fears of such depth that unless you've actually experienced some of these issues, and we all have at different levels, at different areas. I'm not taking away from anybody, and I'm not special any more than anybody else listening to this. But we all have different ways of dealing and coping with things as they face us and come to us. I want to thank everybody, and I'm not turning this into a Robin webinar, but I'm taking the opportunity because it's the end of the year and I've not been able to come out very often. But I do want to say thank you to all of you around the world for your prayers, your love, your support, your financial assistance last month, and the messages and the unconditional love that you have sent me in supporting me through all of this and allowing me to take the time behind the scenes to grieve, go through my frustrations, accept and acknowledge and work with my fears, and yell and scream at God, at life, at circumstances. And you've all been there constantly just dropping a message when it was the perfect time. You have no idea how important and special those messages were. In addition to all the health issues that went on, I did also take the time to go through my treasure chest of belief, of products, of life, and everything that I've done to this point. Because, you know, we suddenly feel very mortal and very human when you're given certain information, because you really don't know how much time you then have. So this year I also spent putting my affairs in order, literally and figuratively. I got a new passport. I was able to work out some government papers and fill out forms. I was able to bring myself up into the adult world of turning nearly 65 and what that implication means and what that will do for my future through the assistance that I can have and get. I also learned to ask for help. And I think these are the sort of things that we need to be aware of for ourselves, but also to be on the lookout to help other people. There is help out there, but we have to make that first step. We need to either stretch out our hand, or we need to, more importantly, we need to actually ask somebody privately or in a group format. It doesn't matter. We need to prepare ourselves for our futures, whatever age we are at. We don't know what's going to come into the future. And if you're still working, make sure you have enough insurance. If you're still doing things, make sure you put things in place. If you're traveling, get your travel insurance. If you're, banking, make sure your banking affairs are in order. Make sure your accounts with ONPASSIVE are in order. Make sure you've got your passwords, your contact person who you will hand this over to. In the unlikely event that something is to happen and were to happen unexpectedly. This has been a year of learning. This has been a year of putting things in order, if we chose to. I also chose to upgrade my knowledge on health products and in the healthcare system, not only from a medical standpoint, but also from the alternative and complementary sides of things. So that when the platforms that we will be provided through Ash and what he is creating for all of us, I will come out on a soapbox. I will come out as a powder keg with information to be able to help others through what I have learned, but through what I have used, practiced, and has helped me personally. It's not the time to do that yet. The respect is still owed to Ash and to each other of how we met, how we came together, and how we know each other. But we need to also stay in gratitude for everything that Ash is doing, with an understanding through the OTEC pros, through Marty, Mike, and Dan, and Chris, and the information that is given out there, that businesses of this monumental size and value and potential change to the world, the planet, and to humanity does not happen overnight. We've had plenty of examples of companies and CEOs and others, and how it's long their road and their journey has been. So please, let's stay in gratitude. Let's stay in prayers for the family, for those who are working this incredible business that is going to come to us. Please let's also stay in grace. And by that I mean, let's respect each other, of course. We do that almost second nature there with those that we know on the screen, with those that we come across with through ONPASSIVE and through this amazing community. But let's also be kind and respectful and compassionate to each other and to those that we meet on a daily basis. Pain can alter people's way of reacting to others. Pain can turn a very kind person into a terrible, terrible person, not deliberately, but through their fear, through their anxiety of what they're going through. And let's try and be a little bit more patient with those who may suddenly have a volcanic explosion. And we don't know why. Unless we have walked in someone else's shoes in any of these situations and conditions, we cannot judge. It's not for us to judge and for us to throw labels and accusations at people. Fear is horrific. And if you haven't experienced real perspiring, sweat-creating, shaking fear, then you're very fortunate. And if you have, I'm with you. And I just cannot say enough about how amazing people are who handle that every day or go through situations. Surrender your fears and your frustrations to God and to the person and the belief system that you have. And I don't mean surrender as a way of caving in and giving up. I mean surrender in the highest form of exulting and acceptance that they will make it right, because He is able to do that. We just have to believe, we have to give the time, the patience, and the possibility, and the outcome averaging of what is possible. Extra streams of income are going to come to us through this amazing platform that Ash is creating for us. And with our faith, with our belief, with our trust, we will all benefit from this. Many of us have had to choose other paths in the interim, and some have done it very, very well, and some have done it, well, with a few questions. But the ultimate is that Unpassive was never meant to stop us from living. And Ash was never the be-all and end-all. I know I'm talking a lot. I apologize. I was muted. But please, let's give respect to Ash for what he is doing and the platform that he's creating, not as something that we sit on our laurels to wait in just anticipation and criticism. Take stock of what and who we are and make ourselves better and prepared for what he brings out so that we can benefit not only firsthand for ourselves, our families, but also take what he is presenting and giving to us out into the world as well. So I thank all of you for an amazingly difficult, challenging 2024. And I so appreciate all of you and am grateful to the friendships and the connections that I have with all of you as we move into 2025 to make this a most exquisite year in our own way, in addition to doing it collectively. Thank you so much for having me on here. And I will do my best to come forward more and more as I get better. But for now, it's a little bit tiring and exhausting. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be and what I need. Take care, everybody, and happy New Year.
Thank you, Sister Robin. Thank you. A challenging year indeed for you, my dear sister. But you know, it seems like this topic was coined specifically for you, because when we talk about staying positive and then, you know, having the power of faith through tough times, I think you epitomize that and you've demonstrated that throughout the year. So we thank you for everything, for your example, for your resilience, for your love and care for us. You told us to give gratitude as well to our father, Mr. Ash. So Mike Ellie said that. You've said that. I've said that. So gratitude is the key word here. So thank you. Let us not forget our founder, Mr. Ash. Gratitude for him for giving us this grace. You ask us to respect each other, which is really, really important. Let's respect each other, have compassion for each other, be patient with each other, you know, and respect our founder, Mr. Ash, for what he's about to bestow upon us. So I'm going to call on I was not supposed to be the moderator. She just forced this onto me, but let me call on my sister Comfort to come on and also give us her own take on when we talk about having a positive, being positive and having this power of faith, how she sees it in relation to you and I, while we caution our brother Chris Johnson to get ready because he's going to come after Lady Comfort. Over to you, sis.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Bob. Yeah, can you hear me? Because my signal is quite weak. So if you can't hear me, just wave and I'm going to shut up. So thank you so much. I'm just very excited because I was not expecting our sister. She came. And of course, we just tap energy from people like her because sometimes you feel like, oh my God, maybe you are struggling. But then when she comes and then speak the way she does, it makes a whole lot of difference. And it's hard speaking after her because she says it just the right, the most perfect way. Thank you so much, sis, for coming. And I just want to use this opportunity to gratitude to everybody of course, because we are at least the original us who were like, we used to call ourselves the founding members of about 1.4. We still have a good number of people who are still glued to this movement. They trust in it. They're still with hands on plow. Thank you all for trusting our CEO, and trust is real and it's going to happen in due time. So happy New Year to everybody. And of course, faith is that word that we are talking about today. So, you know, faith has a counterpart called fear. So at this point, you have a choice. A few people would fear and then they cower out. They say, oh my God, you derail or you stray a bit like a prodigal son, but then you need to come back home because it is, we all know, even Ash himself, he still smiles, he still comes back like he came out powerfully and spoke to us from the depth of his heart because he is only building and growing and standing on that word faith, because he will tell you that he is not doing it by himself. There is a higher power, which I believe is God, doing it for him, just using him as an instrument. So that faith is what is keeping us going. And all we can do, if you have the faith, and if you look through Mr. Mufare's lens and you have an idea of what is waiting for you and myself in future, you can only have faith. And that's why you show gratitude. But then it's by choice. Whatever you choose, it's a free world. Then go along, just go with it, and you're free to go wherever you go to. But then I choose faith and I stand on it because that's what's keeping everybody going. Because even the Bible, the Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind and faith. You have a sound mind now that things seem to be in the dark because you have that faith. You know that Ash is still here. He still comes back to say, hello, I'm here. Even I don't have time to tell Chris and Marty, tell them, hello, I'm here, I'm busy, right? So everything is just going as planned by God. You and myself, we are just humans. We look at things from our own perspective. But when we think that this whole thing, nobody ever said that moving a mountain like Mr. Mufara is doing was going to be sugar leaking, was not going to be a play in the park. So they'll go through thick and thin and thorns before they finally get there. All they need to do himself, even his family that is supporting him, because sometimes people lose families to things like this. They say, all right, if you choose this, your business, I am choosing some other thing. But then the family stands behind him. It's all about faith. The technical team that are doing all of these things, it's all about faith. You and myself who are here every day being excited about something we are not seeing. They say faith is the evidence of things not seen. We're not seeing, but we know that it's waiting. That's all. We just need to move on and just stand on, because before we know it, it's history. And before we know it, everybody is celebrating. And before we know it, everybody sees that that thing, it's now ripe, because those who were looking and laughing, they will come back. They'll come back to ask, some will come back to peep and listen to be sure that it's still that thing that you were talking about. So we are still doing well. Our business is doing well. We're doing well as a family. And let's keep on keeping on. Let's choose faith over fear and support our CEO, because the strength that we are putting in, is what is also keeping him and his team going. So thank you so much, Uncle Bob. Thank you, family. And let's keep this going. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Brilliant, brilliantly put, my sister. Thank you so much for those words. Yes, I agree. Something better awaits us. When we sit and we know that something better awaits us is the faith that we have. You say faith is that thing that is not seen. You believe in something, but you have not seen it yet, but every fiber of your being tells you that is it. This is where we find ourselves. It's because of the faith that we have. You say we are doing well, and we should choose faith over fear. Thank you so much. And now let's listen to one of our favorites, one of the darlings of our organization. Don't look around. I'm talking to you, Brother Chris. Let's hear from our brother from Michigan, Mr. Chris Johnson. And then we'll go to Australia. We'll go to Australia after we hear from Brother Chris, and we'll listen to Norel Nokran. So, Brother Chris, over to you.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Uncle Bob, Sister Comfort, Brother Mike, and Sister Robin. I got a big lump in my throat, Robin. And all the stuff you just said, you all said great things, but all the things that you said, this is what I heard, Robin. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying. She says, as I get better, she's going to boom. And that's all I needed to hear. It tells me that prayers work. So, Robin, I know you didn't leave, but welcome back to the webinars. Thanks. Wow, that's hard for me to do sometimes. But when I asked Collins about an hour ago, send me the topic, because I think I'm like everyone. I want to have something to say, add some value. And then, what do? I get on the internet, and here's the first thing I did. I'm not going to lie. All right, I want great rags to riches stories, success stories. And I'm like, I know all these people. I've been talking about these people for over 4 years. I don't want to talk about those people anymore. Great examples, great stories, great journeys. I want to talk about this story. An amazing story about one guy who had a vision. He had a dream, put a couple of things together, found out a few more people really like this, and kept going, and he kept going, and he didn't stop. He didn't stop at all. This is, to me, going to be the greatest story. This story will be talked about like we talk about the other stories for generations to come. And let me give you a breakdown how I look at it. Ash Mafara jumped into the biggest ocean in the world when it came to starting this company. And in that swim he was doing, and I can swim, and there's the stroke, and he's cruising along in that water. And some of the hardest things that ever hit him is someone tied a rope to his leg with a big anchor. And he just kept going. Another individual tied another rope to his other leg with a bigger anchor. And he just kept going. Some of his most trusted people that he trusted tied a rope around his waist with even a bigger anchor. And yet he keeps going. Some of the people in this foundation tied a rope around his right arm. And yet Ash Mafara keeps going. We talk about faith, and I love God, and I love when people talk about God. That's the faith, as Jesus used to say, as a mustard seed. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you could tell the mountain to move. Nothing's impossible. This is the faith of a man who I will follow anywhere. This is the faith of a guy who's literally now got a rope around his neck. They're trying to pull him under, but yet his faith and his strength keeps going. This story will be the most successful story I think you've ever heard. And let me tell you why. We're all the great leaders way before us, the oils, the railroads, electricity, all did wonderful things. But this guy, Ashmafara, he's done it for people, not just Middle Eastern people, not just Asian people. He did it for all people. His successful story is going to create millions and millions of more successful stories through the people that he found along this big swim that he had. Even with all those ropes and anchors on him, he keeps going. It's pretty amazing. You heard Robin, some of the things that she's going through. Another one, she keeps going. When she said that, as I'm getting better, that reassured me of a lot of things with her, because very good friends with Robin. And it breaks my heart to see any one of my family members have to go through something like this. But Ashmafara has gone to the bottom of the ocean with a lot of ropes and anchors and weights on him. But for some reason, this crazy, wonderful, beautiful man keeps popping up, grabbing air, and swimming with his face right now to keep it going for all of us. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I'm partnered up with, I think, what's going to be the greatest comeback in the world's history. A great story to tell your great-grandchildren. This company is truly going to change the world. It has already. It has already. Just a lot of people don't know that yet. We know it because we've been on this this fun journey, I should say. Even while Ashmafara was swimming without no hands, no legs, he still keeps going for all of us. And I ask people out there listening, new or old, if you had half the faith that Ashmafara does in what he's doing, we're going to be the most successful company in the world, even though we already are. Happy New Year. 2025, like Mike said, is a few days away. And I believe that story is going to start soon. Uncle Bob, back to you.
Thank you, Brother Chris. Thank you so much. You said emphatically, one guy, Ashmafara, had a dream. He had his dream and he had faith in his dream. He believed in his dream. He stayed positive in his dream. You say this story will be talked about for generations to come. The story, the most successful story ever heard or told. He did it for all of us, for everyone. And then that story will also replicate itself. It will generate many millions of stories. Thank you so much, Brother Chris. Now let's go to Australia, where we'll hear from this wonderful lady, Norel. And then I'm going to prep on our brother, Andy Berks from the UK. Mr. Berks, please get ready because you're going to be coming after Norel. Thank you, Norel.
Yeah, get ready, Andy, because Paul, I'm going to be hard to follow. Not. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've written down a few things because I think sometimes going back to what Mike said, whether you're 8 or 80, I think it's a little bit on the whether you're getting there. But anyway, I'll come back to that. Firstly, I want to say Happy New Year. We will reach it first, or New Zealand will, and then us, and then you guys will just come up the rear end as usual. Robin, thank you so much. Yeah, like Chris, it brings tears to my eyes because I have been where you are on a different level with my heart. When you have open heart surgery, it brings about a whole different person, a whole different learning, a whole different heap of crap that you didn't know you had in there. And you start to look at life differently, and mortality hits you, slams you in the face like never before. And all of a sudden you have decisions in your life that you need to make, and they're not always easy. I just want to say about the, so bless you for coming out and sharing that, because I know how difficult it can be to do that. I love you, and we all love you. So it was lovely to hear you. One of the things that I wrote down was When you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. When you can't be a friend, when you go out looking for a friend and you can't find one, then be one. You know, I'm a person that has had many knockdowns in my life. And each time you have to get back up. We talk about the faith that we need. And Chris, you're so right. You know, putting God above everything, above everything. One of the things that I learned, and I think there's a saying that goes with this, however, I don't have that in front of me right now, is that when we give it to God, we need to give it to God. Not take it back 5 minutes later, not take it back in the afternoon, the evening, the next morning. If we have concerns, God says, give it to me and let me work this out for you. Sometimes we have to say to God, hey, I can't do this anymore. And believe you me, I've done that a few times in my life. I can't do this. This is too heavy. This is too hard, you know, and it is too hard. Just as Mike said, life is hard. But if we didn't have those experiences, then we wouldn't know happy and exciting and vibrant and, you know, just plain beautiful and sparkling like Manu tonight. We all have that sparkle inside. You know, one of the things I do little videos and things like that, and I send it out to people. One of them this week was, nothing can dim the light that shines from within. We all have a light within. If somebody dumped on you and told you that you were crap, you were not good enough, you're not worthy, they told you all the things, and then you took it on board. And you said, oh my gosh, that's right. I don't have the right colored eyes, or my skin's the wrong color, you know, or I'm fat, or I'm skinny, or somebody told you something that made you think that you were unworthy. Okay. And that's a big deal in life, because here with our family on Passive, had it have not been for you guys, the uplifting, you've got to find somebody to uplift you. I cannot express that strongly enough about having those right people around you. When you're having shit days, as you will often do, excuse my French, but as you often do, right, it's going to get tough. How many times does Mr. Ash have people around him that uplift him? His wife, his kiddies? Come on. You know, he needs us. We need him. And together we uplift each other, because that's where strength comes. So going into 2025, I'm going to keep on smiling, and I'm going to keep being me, because the more that I'm me, right, the more that I attract those people who like me for who I am. Stop pampering around the people who think that, oh my gosh, you're going to be like this, or you're going to be like that. You know, come on. You don't need to be like anybody. You just need to be you, and be strong in that heart. Be strong in that person, and say, you know what? I love me for who I am. And I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to bring in 2025 with a mighty power and a mighty bang, uplifting each and every one of you. And I'm there to lift up Ash, and anything that he wants from us, then we should say, yes, we're here to help you. So thank you for allowing me to speak, Bob, and thank you for all the other speakers here. Love you all.
We love you too, Narelle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When we give it up to God, we give it to God. You see, he needs us. We need him. We have faith in him. He has faith in us. We uplift each other. Well said, my dear sister. Before we go to Andy Berks, let me notify our brother Maddy is back. Okay, brother Maddy is going to come after Andy. Mr. Berks.
Hi, Bob. Hello, everyone. And yes, you're right, Narelle. Thanks for that. I have to follow you. Happy New Year to everyone. Yes. Faith is different for different people. For me, it is the complete trust or confidence in someone or something. That is faith, as Mike has mentioned. And the interesting thing for me is that Ash has that in what he's doing and has made us know that he has that faith, that vision. Listening to him the other day, he said that, you know, he has this vision. He believes he's going to create something that will help humanity, and he doesn't care if he doesn't get paid for it. He mentioned that the other day. Now, that is true faith and belief in what you're doing. And if he can have that, I can have that in him. And for me, that's the most important thing. We have come together as a family over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's really interesting because we've met and we meet people from all different walks of life, and we've made some wonderful friends along the way. I'm here because I listened to Ash for the first time some 5 years ago and thought, I can follow this man because he believes wholeheartedly in what he's doing. And I believe that he will achieve what he's set out to achieve because he has faith in what he's doing. So for me, as I said, it's confidence, optimism, and expectation. That's faith to me. It's something you cannot see, but you have hope and expectation that it will, with the conviction of your thought that it will come to fruition. So that for me is the faith about this, and this is the belief that I have in what he is doing, as Mike quite rightly said, for us. So thank you, Bob. Back to you.
Well said, Andy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. True faith, you say, Ash doesn't care if he gets paid. I agree with you. We are all here because we have faith in Ash. That is the truth. That's a fact, Andy. We are all here because we have faith in Ash, because he has faith in what he's doing. So that's why I said in the beginning that we should focus on him. Let's put our attention on him, what he does. Before we got on Brother Madi, I'm going to notify this rising star that we saw over the weekend. Was it over the weekend? A few days ago, Grace Mboa of Netherlands. You're going to come after Brother Madi. So, Brother Madi, the microphone is yours.
Beautiful. I'm so glad I get to follow everybody. Wow. Anyway, I'm losing my voice, so I'll do the best I can. I was raised by faith. I lived by faith my whole life. And it was in God. When I came on this journey for Unpassive, it was actually 20 years ago. I didn't know it then, but as time went on, I realized what I was really looking for was something that everybody has a chance to win. And it didn't happen for the first 15 years. And then I found this company and Mr. Mubarak. And it was then, a short time after we got, myself, Mike, and Dan got into this business, that I started to have faith in a man to do what he wanted to do. And I knew if you can have, and the reason I did is because he had faith in God. And we talked about it, myself, Mike, and Dan. How do we get what we really want? We don't have the resources. I had faith that there was something out there, but I was losing my faith, definitely, because we went through 50 different programs, maybe more. And I said, it has somebody with the resources, the mind, and the heart, which a lot of times those things don't go together. Does that person exist? And lo and behold, in 2019, I found out that yes, he does. And it was then, right at the end. I mean, I was even contemplating maybe not doing online business. And the funny thing is, it wasn't because we couldn't build a team. It was because of how it felt. And it was then that I knew what I'm looking for real is this company. And I didn't know it really at first. We kept trying to manipulate things that we knew. We didn't have the resources by far, and we just couldn't do this. But when I found it, Ash's faith is so strong in what he's doing, I figure he can handle me jumping my faith on the back of him, because I believe 100% that it's going to work out. And it made my life so much easier years ago, not recently. Even with the bad things that happened, I knew as long as he could breathe and walk and talk, he's not going to quit. And that's a comforting thing to have on my side, knowing that, because it's a lot on him to take on. You know, he didn't say to 5 people, dream bigger. He said it to 1 million. Now, there was points in time that I thought, he's got a lot of faith, and I also thought, this guy's a freaking nut. But he's a good nut. And I'm so glad that I met him. I'm so glad that he had that faith. And as you saw him last week, Narelle said it and other people said it. Listen, his power and his drive is what he saw last week. And when he saw that there's 130,000 people, after all the crap that happened, even if we don't know what it was, we know it's bad. You'd have to be Helen Keller not to see that it was bad. It was real bad. And with very short notice, 130, 135,000 people watched that video. That meant a lot to him. And if something means a lot to him, it means a lot to me. If something means a lot to all of you, it means a lot to me. And I knew that some people struggle with, if they can't see it, can't touch it, it's not real. I had the benefit of living that life before I met Ash. But when you meet somebody that has faith in God and has faith in what he's doing, it's very comforting. It makes it very easy for me to do what little bit I do to keep going 100%, because what I'm following has it plus some. And I thought, well, if we could show enough and share enough and uplift others enough, maybe they'll get a glimmer of what I see, because what I see is off the chart. Yes, there's a lot of conversations I have with Mike and Dan, and they're off the chart. But I mean, I can't wait if I have anything to offer more. But right now, I just think all of us are doing what we're doing now. Show the support to Ash. If he hasn't quit now, he'll never quit. It doesn't get any worse than what happened to him in the last 5 years. It doesn't get any worse. It just doesn't. And what did he do? As soon as he got knocked down, he said, okay, I got to get up. And he looked back and threw a life jacket to all of us every time. Every time he got knocked down, he made sure we're okay. Even if he swam, like Chris said, just with his head, because his arms were tied, his legs are tied, and he's got blocks of concrete around his waist. He always made sure we were okay. It's time always from here on out that we show him that gratitude by being there for him. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Marty. Thanks everyone for sharing. And of course, we'll keep on, Bob has just had an issue, and I hope anybody should just be ready. If you can't hear me, then you continue, because we still have to move on. So thank you, Marty. Thanks for sharing. And of course, I would like to call on, I'm not sure, did he call anybody who was coming after Marty? I'm not sure.
Yes, our friend from Netherlands, Grace.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, Sister Grace.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening, everyone. I think good afternoon also for some people. I'm Grace Mboa, and I'm really very happy to hear the sharing we are having today and all your ideas and all your thoughts and all your insights, because talking about faith is the whole story, in fact. And power of faith on hard time, I think that all of us, if we look at sincerely, if you go in you, I'm sure that you will find a mission you have. Every one of us has his own mission, and we are unique in our mission. But in fact, we are a family. And what I like the most when I met Unpassive is that as soon as they taught my sister and friend, as soon as she opened her mouth, because I didn't even know what was MLM or whatever. I really didn't know anything about business online, but she told me, Grace, this man is talking about Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, and he wants to be the successor of Mother Teresa. He would like to do what she couldn't do because she didn't have money. Since he will have money, he will build and then he will try to do what Mother Teresa has done. It was enough for me. And when we are talking about faith today, I feel like, in fact, the faith of Ash met my faith. And I'm sure that it's because his faith met each of us' faith. That's why we are here today. And also now, my mission, I have a mission, and every one of us has his own mission. And I remember, according to my mission, when I listened to Ash the first time, I said, oh my God, you are the one who sent him on my way. Because in fact, it was not a coincidence. For me, it is for every one of us a plan of God. A plan of God, because we all have a mission. And we are so happy to have someone as Ash, because he just come and encourage us. That's why, since our missions are meeting, we cannot, in fact, we cannot just let him down when time is not, is not as flourished as we would like it to be. No, we cannot do that. That means we don't even believe in our own mission. And our own mission, we have it since we were born. Every one of us, if you sit down and then try to listen to yourself, you will find your mission. And when you have a mission, where your mission is coming from, it's coming from your Creator. It's coming from God. That's why every time when it's hard, I was so happy hearing, I think it's Narelle, or I don't know who said that you have to go back and say, okay, it's hard today. Yeah, of course. It's exactly like when you have they send you in mission. Let's say in a company, you work, you are an employee. And when your supervisor sends you to mission, the first thing you do is to take his contact. And then when you go to the mission, when you arrive there, okay, you have to call and say, okay, I am here now. It's okay. They welcome me, everything, and so on. First meeting, you'll go back and tell to your, okay, boss, it's happened like that. And when it's hard, you try, and then you go back to the boss. This is faith, because you have faith in what you are doing and faith in what on the mission and your supervisor. That's why when the time is hard, thank you, Sister Robin, for sharing. Because when it's hard, just go back. Go back to the supervisor. Go back to the one who gave you the mission, because the mission is not only ours, it's not for us, it's for the others. If you have something, it's not just for you, it's for you to give to the one who is in need, just beside you. So that's what, And that's why I'm really, I'm very, how am I going to say it? I will not say I'm very happy for 2024, but let's say it like that, because 2024 came to test our faith and help us
Yeah, thank
to
you.
be to reinforce our belief in what we are doing in ONPASSIVE, in Ash. And even for Ash
Indeed.
himself, I'm sure he's not the same Ash as in 2023. I'm sure he is stronger now. So I think that 2024 was really the path where we were supposed to go through. And it's not bad. It's really, I don't know. I feel like when it's too easy, there is something wrong somewhere. But
Right,
when
sis, you're
you
right.
can, when you have obstacles and then you go over them and then you arrive and then you achieve your goal, yeah, yes, you are strong and what you were doing is something which will last longer.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
I just want to say,
Indeed. Thank you
according
so
to
much, sis.
power of faith, really our faith, let's go back to our mission. If you know your mission, your faith will be stronger and stronger no matter what. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I think that's it.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your powerful contribution. Yeah. So, Uncle Bob, whether he's back or not, we just move on. And of course, let's hear from our sister Miriam. Sis, welcome. Happy New Year.
Hi, and Happy New Year to everybody. We're talking about faith and gratitude. While everybody was speaking, I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I agree with each and every one. Faith is a substance of things hoped for with the evidence of things not seen. Okay? So if we go by the word of God, we're to go by things we can't see. Okay? Not by everything that's going on around us. All right. Look at Mr. Rat. He's not fazed by all the stuff going on around him because I believe that he's walking by faith. All right. Faith is something that I believe we all have, and we have different amounts of it, kind of like, the little mustard seed. But for people that are struggling, like Marty says every single day, okay, we are our brother's keeper. So I believe it's our responsibility to encourage each other, to build each other up. Okay. The Bible says build each other up on their most holy faith, or I might have that wrong, but I think you know what I'm talking about. We are to encourage each other. We can not say, you got this and think positive. I am not talking about that because that's not encouragement. I'm talking about give them the word, encourage their faith to grow, help the people that are struggling. That's how I think, since we're a family, okay, we are a family knitted together. Instead of walking separately, let's hold hands and help our brothers and help our sisters. And if we see someone that maybe their faith is being shaken and they're not sure and they're starting to doubt, well, instead of criticizing them and saying they're a naysayer or they're this or they're that, try encouraging them, try building their faith and see if that helps. Because I think we've all been there at one time or another. And I got to think, or I need to think that by doing that, gratitude comes into play because I believe they are going to be grateful that somebody cared enough and took the time to show thoughtfulness and cared to help them by building them up, and didn't just like write them off because they're doing their own thing and they're not, and this other person isn't doing what they should. Everybody's struggling in different places. So if someone's showing that maybe they're having a problem with their faith, let's help them. Let's help each other. Let's be a brother's keeper for real. Let's not just make it sound good. Let's really, truly do it. I mean, let's get passionate about it. Let's get really passionate about it. Our words. That's something else I wanted to say. Faith is an action word. You can't sit on the couch and say, I have faith. Well, get up off your behind and show it, prove it. Prove it. Our words carry weight. Our words have power. Okay. Even when we're just talking to ourselves, our words still have power. My parents didn't raise me in church, but when Jesus became my Lord and Savior, everything changed in my life. All right. And my words had to change. Everything had to change. And I know you can't be hot. You're either hot or cold. Okay. But you know what it says about being lukewarm? He'll spit you out of his mouth. So pay attention to your words and let your words build your faith. That's it. That's it. I love you all.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Love you too. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming back, Uncle Bob. So
Yes.
so I'll
Thank
just
you.
call one person and hand over to you because I'm not
Okay,
sure
I'm
if you
sorry.
can hear.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
sure. Yeah, so why not hear from our brother Collins in the house if he has not spoken yet? Welcome, bro.
Thank you, Mr. Comfort. I just want to greet my brother here, everyone. We are grateful and blessed to be here today, another day, which is a Sunday, and the last, as my brother Bob said, the last day before the end of the year. So this is the last Sunday you will have, and the next time we'll be talking, as Bob said, is 2025. So we just want to look at, this topic was really nice, when we talk about positivity and faith as a driving force during hard times. When we look at our life, we always said life is a journey. That's true. Life is a journey with many ups and downs. Nobody can say you can never have a smooth ride. Only God has that smooth ride. God is perfect. That's why in our imperfection, we can see the perfectness of God in our imperfection. We will always have ups and downs, things will happen, valleys and things that will happen. But during that moment of hardship, that is where our faith is being tested. Do you really believe in it? Just imagine if this company we call ourselves 1.4 million founders, everything was rosy, happy path, as they always say in IT, straight, smooth ride. Nobody will complain, even from the first founder in 2018 to the last founder. Nobody, you will never hear any complaint because they believe that their dream has been met. But sometimes God made something to happen to test our faith, to show who are true founders, the true believer in the company that can ride on to Mr. Ash Mufara. Just imagine if I'm a millionaire, I would never know if Bob is true to me, Oliver is true to me. But when hard times hit, like the way hard time hit Job in the Bible, those who are Christian, whether you are Jews, you are Muslim, you are what, all of us had the Old Testament Job. Everybody was happy with him when he was very rich, wealthy. But when hard time hit him, even his own wife said, curse that God and die. Imagine. Your own wife said, you know, we are tired of this. You need to curse this man, follow your friends. Your friends, they were all, but he said, you know what? The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's what he said. There are times that God will put you. Little James, go and look at it. He was disabled, but he healed a lot of people in Israel. Came to Jesus and asked Jesus, I have done miracles, but why am I not healed? He quoted him again to Job. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. Blessed be the name of the Lord. When you will see your Father in heaven, you will leap like a deer. He said, it's not about your physical appearance, because I can deal with your physical appearance than to deal with the temper of Peter. Peter was hot-tempered. He said, it's better God can deal with your physical appearance. It is not about your physical appearance. But what we are saying here is, this company we are in, it is the test of time and the test of faith. To test our resolve, to test our resilience. Do we really believe in where we are? Do we really believe in Mr. Ash Mufara and his dream? I said he is building his dream so we can fulfill our dreams. Without his dream, maybe there are people who can build their dreams out of ONPASSIVE, but I believe without ONPASSIVE, I have to work my 9 to 5 until I die. That is it. But I will fulfill my dreams, what I can achieve more through the platform that Mr. Ash Mufara is building. So whether we like it or not, the dream is going, and it's going smoothly. Though we don't see it, it is happening behind the scene. But do we really have faith and that resilience? Because faith comes with resilience. To say, I believe, like what Robin said, really touches my heart. Maddie said something, I didn't listen to everybody because I was behind the scene, but faith comes with resilience. Because when test of time will come, that is when you will know the true people who stand by you. You know, when tests will come, that is when you will know. You will never know people when you are rich. You know people when downfall will come. That's when you know the true people. And this is the time Mr. Ash Mufara is saying that test as he is going through all of this, marking all the dots and crosses to make sure the system works. You know, when he rises back, and I know he is rising back powerfully than where we are, what will happen to those who are sitting and thinking like it will never happen? This man have lost everything. Like the way they laughed the prophet when he was building the wall of Jerusalem. Look at the wall you are building. Even the fox can run and bust that wall. But he built it. That is how it is. When God is on your side, who can be against you? He is doing his part. Let us do our part and know our own business. Because the only thing I can do is to understand what he is doing. To build my business, know that he is building something for me to build. Let us remember that the affiliate that will come, they will come and blow up this site more than what we think. We think we deserve it. I always say you don't deserve it. I don't deserve it, because affiliate that will come, have never been founders before, will blow this place and said, I wish I was a founder. I wish I knew this before. So I will leave it there, and I thank you, Mr. Comfort, for calling me. Thank you, Brother Bob, for anchoring our Sister Comfort. Thank you.
All right, Brother Collins, great job. I'm sorry, guys. I was interrupted here, and then I tripped on my laptop. So this is a different laptop I'm using now. My laptop fell, so it got frozen. So I'm glad I could bounce back quickly. So before I left, Brother Mali was saying that as long as Ash breathes and can walk, he's not going to quit. I heard that before my laptop had its thing. So that tells us that even Ash himself has faith in what he's doing. So we should have faith in him. And I heard Mariam also say that she has faith, that our words are powerful. Our words are powerful. And I'll also add that our thoughts too, Mariam, are also very powerful. Okay? So let us have faith and believe in our founder, Mr. Ash, and we know that we are at the right place. And Brother Collins, what did Collins just tell us? Test of time and test of faith. It is when you are down that you know your true friends. I agree with you 100%. Test of our resolve. And then Ash is building his dream for us to have our dreams. Those are one of the most powerful words that we've heard so far. I see Marcienne is up, her camera is open, and then I'm going to prepare Brother Oliver to come next after Marcienne, if he hasn't already done so. Marcienne, please.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year in advance. And I love everything that everyone have said here today. And I believe that family is a circle of friends who love each other. And you all are my family, and I have faith of everybody that is here today. And that's what is bringing us here together, the faith and the love that we have for each other. If we did not have that faith, and from what our CEO have told us, we will not be here. It's all about the beginning of what brings us here. What makes us here today? What happened that we are talking about faith today is because somebody give us the reason to have that faith. And it's the business that we are hoping, and we have faith that is going to be in the next days or weeks or anytime soon coming up, that is going to give us continually having faith to do the things that we have to do in the year 2025 to come. So we believe on him. We have faith on his business. We have faith on ourselves. And we knew that it's going to be a good thing that is going to help the humanity. That's the faith that we are having. And talking about faith is something that is very powerful. Faith and trust. I'm going to bring the trust in. Because when you lose your trust from people, you lose your dignity. You lose everything. If you don't trust somebody, you cannot have the faith of what the person is saying. So for me, the trust and the faith, they both goes together. And we all trust our CEO. It means we have faith on him. We trust Mr. Mufara. We have faith on what he is doing. We trust the people that they are here, the people that every single day for the past 4 years have been talking to them more than my own family. That's why I call you guys the circle of friends, are the people that you love, that they become your family. We are here. We are now family. We have faith on each other because all of us will believe in one thing. We have one thing that is taking us in one direction. That faith, the great thing that our CEO is going to bring to us, the business that he's going to give us to take the humanity and give dignity to the people that they need around the globe. A lot of people have lost that faith because they don't believe that they live again. They don't believe that they will have something that will help them tomorrow. They don't believe again that they can ever in this world get back to their faith and do something. But because of this business that is coming up, the faith and the hope have given them life back again. And as for me, that's what happened. Because 4 years ago, I did not have the kind of the faith that I have today. I didn't believe that I was going to leave some kind of legacy in this world. I didn't believe that I matter. I didn't believe that there's something in me that somebody else can inherit. But the faith that our founder, Mr. Ash Mufara, remind us about every day and keep telling us that you value, you are capable of, you belong, you are somebody. People are looking up you. He gives us that faith and he gives us that opening that we are sure that the years to come, generation to come, we are going to bring that faith out there and give them what they're supposed to have, what they have that they don't count on it anymore. Because a lot of us, we have all of that in us, but somebody have to push it. Somebody have to let us know. Somebody have to make us believe again. That person that did make us believe is our founder, Mr. Ash Mufara. And we cannot just thank him enough for carrying all the load, because he have to work days and nights over time to keep letting us know that I am here for you. I am doing it because I know that when you see what I'm seeing, that I'm bringing to you, if you believe and you keep with me, if you have that faith and you sit with me, years, days, minutes, soon, from now on, you are going to realize that you did not make a mistake. You are going to realize that you have that value that you think that you have lost. You are going to understand that what you have on you and you believe on me have enlightened and bring the beauty on you to other people because you have that faith. You have that thing in you. You have that understanding. You have that power, the power of changing somebody. The power of giving somebody the faith, the power of giving dignity to people, the power of taking the hungry someone and giving them what they need, the power of giving cold and fresh and pure water to somebody around the globe. You have that power, and I'm here for you. So just sit with me, believe in me, have faith of me, and you are going to get there with me. And that's what we are doing. And we thank him for that. I thank him for that. And I believe that the year 2025 is going to be a great year ahead. The year that our faith and our things that we have been doing so long is going to be open to the whole world. And that name, Ash Mufara, is going to be known around the globe. And people are going to stand up and say, we have somebody that we have an history. We are not just talking about other people, but this man, the name is now written in the scripture. Thank you so much and Happy New Year 2025.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful, Marcien. Thank you so much. Ash has given us a reason to have faith. And then you said faith without trust is like you've lost your dignity. So we trust our founder, Mr. Ash, and we believe in him. Thank you so much. That was well delivered. I'll go to our brother Oliver Fonte, and I think, have we heard from Sherry? Not yet, right? I haven't heard from Sherry. So Sherry is gonna.
Not yet.
Did we hear from Sherry already when I had my issue? Okay. All right. So Sherry will come. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sherry has not spoken. Then the person who is raising his hand, it's a long time founder, but he's never like participated. So
okay, so we should bring him first now.
At some point. No, at some point when you remember him.
Yeah, I was going to bring him after, because I just saw his hand. Well, good. Okay, so we'll go to Oliver Fonte and then we'll hear from our sister Sherry. Oliver, over to you, brother.
Yeah, hi everybody. Happy Sunday, Happy New Year in advance. And I hope we are all fired up. And our topic is the power of faith in tough times. Yeah, like my brother just said that they'll test your faith in the time of difficulties and to see how strong you are. And when we want to talk about faith in tough times, you have to be patient. You know, patience, if you don't have that patience, you will lose it. And losing the battle is not what you want to put yourself. Losing that battle is when God is testing that your faith, that you have to activate that faith powerfully. You have negative people around you who also want to come and make you to understand, to really test that faith. That is when that patience now kicks in. You activate that patience to kick in. And you know that you are a man. You know that you are a woman. You are a person that believes that Mr. Ash Mufara, this thing is going to happen. This company is going to realize what he's building. Come now, sacrifice. You have to sacrifice if you have faith. Success is not something that comes that easy. You have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. You have to sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice, that good thing that good thing that want to come your way will be that sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice. And that is why that faith you have to activate that faith so that faith now will come in. And that sacrifice, you realize your beliefs and your dreams. Consistency. You have to be consistent. If you want to have that faith, you have to be consistent. Consistent means that you will be tested time and again. Our CEO, 2024, he told us that mid this year, things crash. But what happened? Because of that consistent, because of that resilience that he got, and because of his belief and that faith, he activated that faith back in him. And he said, it's do or die. He has been consistent with that. do or die. Today, it came out on the 24th. It makes us to understand that whatever thing that we've been thinking before, forget it. Technologically and structure-wise, what is coming is a different animal. If you think that all connect that came out is something, know that what is coming now is a different thing. It makes us to understand it. And now I will plead with everybody, go back on that his video on the 24th. Listen to it. And when he talked and he came in front of the camera, he said, my name is Ash Mufara. Listen to it. When you listen carefully, you know that we are right. That faith that we believe. And I was disappointed. Yes, I'm happy, but disappointed also that only 130-something thousand people went and looked at it and listened. We are more than 1 million. I was thinking that more than 500,000 people would have listened. But still, it's still good because the news is still out there. Come now, discipline. You have to be disciplined if you want that faith. You have to be disciplined. That discipline keeps you growing, keeps you moving, because that faith is there. Self-confidence. You have to get that self-confidence. Don't be distracted by negative people. Don't surround yourself with negative people. I know the people I talk to on a daily basis. We motivate each other. We talk to each other. We listen to ourselves. I talk to Bob. I talk to Collins. I call Mike Ellis. At times we talk and we exchange things. We keep ourselves motivated. We motivate ourselves. When you see that you know there's a downside coming in you or some doubts, call somebody that you know that person will fire you up. That self-confidence, it will keep you moving and you're going to be fine. Even if they don't like you, even if those negative people around you, they will run away because they know you have that confidence. They know you have just one language in your mouth. This company. I've already claimed it. That is the self-confidence I got in me. I've claimed it. That it's a do or die. As the CEO says, do or die. It is a do or die. So I just want to say, this our company is an ideology, as we all know, and it's a movement. That faith, these tough times that we are going in, that we are passing through, the day will come when we will look at it, we'll turn back and look at it, we'll just smile. And you will say, if they say you should come back again 10 years, I will still be in. Thank you. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. Bye.
Wow. Talk about firing up the base. Activate your faith, he says. Activate your faith and beware of negative people. When you activate your faith, you beware of negative people, and then you be consistent in the faith. That's what my brother Oliver Fontaine has just told us. And then you'll be fine. Let's go to Sherry, and then after Sherry, I think Sherry will and then we'll go to brother Vincent. Oh, I just saw Keith just put his camera up, and then we'll go to Martin, and then we'll wrap up. So Sherry, over to you, please. What do you think?
Oh, my Lord. Everybody said so much positive and amazing things. Thank you for having me here. Happy New Year pretty soon. I do want you to know that the topic was very powerful. Stay positive in the power of faith in tough times. We've heard so many people on here already say that we've all been through tough times, right? And tough times, everything is just temporary. And people say things to us that throw us down in our faith, make us not believe on getting better. Life is going to get better. So that makes you dig into the deeper hole of, oh, I'm, never going to have the faith or whatever. Because faith you can't see, you just feel it. You feel it in your heart. And with Ash, our CEO of the company, Mr. Ash Mufar, and his lovely wife and families, they already knew that everybody in the world, I don't just mean me, I mean everybody in the world, if you're listening to this 6 months from now, if you're listening to this now, he knows that every single person matters. And his faith comes from whatever you believe in. I say the higher power. And right now, the faith in this gentleman, Mr. Ash Mufareh and his lovely wife, has to have come from within his heart and also from the higher power. Because I really don't know anybody who could have gone through, done whatever to keep this going. But in his heart, he knows that every single person on this earth, no matter where you came from, handicapped or not handicapped, different color or not, different languages or not, can see, blind, whatever, he knows in his heart. Everybody has a passion. Everybody's meant to be here. Everybody is unique in their own way. So he set out to make this world a better place. And gee, doesn't that remind us of somebody else? Higher power, folks, whatever you believe in. It was brought to us by higher power. And he will not quit, just like the higher power never quit. There are always going to be naysayers, and there's always going to be those people in your life who put you down. But know that you matter, and we are put here on this earth for a passion, for a reason, and that's to help each other. Our passion, our drive, our whatever it is needs to go deeper, because God didn't want, or whoever, whatever power you believe in, whatever it is, they didn't want you to do it alone. And so Ash Mufareh set out to have this, so he's not doing it alone. He knew that everybody's life matters and needs to be heartfelt. And that's why we're called AI with heart. Our CEO of the company will not give up, because he knows this world is hurting in so many ways. And so his faith is going to go through our hearts and spread. So whether you're just a person who's using our platforms or anything else we have, it's going to spread, because people want to feel needed. People need to feel heard. People need to show their passion and their drive. So my hat goes off to everybody here who's sharing your passion, your drive, and that you've gone through anything. Know that it's temporary. Have the faith. Those people told you it couldn't happen. Well, watch out, world. We're bringing it to a completely never level, and then some, and then some. For generations and generations and generations to come, we're going to shake up this world to a more positive and loving and place. I love you guys all to pieces. I don't want to be long. Happy New Year. Beautiful things are happening in 2025. Beautiful things will continue to happen years and years to come. Thank you so much. I love you guys all to pieces.
Thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you. The higher power is all about the higher power. It's a special mission. Thank you so much. Let's go to our brother Vincent Ete, and then after Vincent, we'll go to Keith.
Okay. Oh, thank you, my brother Bob. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to be here for this great webinar. We thank you, everyone. So today, I think is the last webinar of the year. And then I would like to show my gratitude to our leader, Ash Mufareh, our great leader, Ash Mufareh, and his team. My gratitude to everything they have done all these years. And as we're approaching the end of the year, we would like to show him that he has done a lot. And then also thank him also for the great job that he has done for us. Also, I would like to also at the same time to thank also my brother Marty Degamo and Chris Johnson, Mark Ellis, my Otexo brothers. Also, they have done a lot, the great job that they have done. So we are happy for that. And then also, God bless them and carry on, continuing the great job they are doing. Also, another thanks to the Aero team, our big team, Aero team, those people who organize this webinar every single Sunday of the year. So it's like 52 Sundays for 24. So today also is opportunity for me to thank all of them for the great job that they are doing, every effort that they are doing for us every single Sunday. Well, thank you a lot, and God bless you and reward you for the great job that you are doing, and keep doing the good job, because we know all of you are doing. And also, the last thanks go to every single people here. Listen to this webinar. Also, come to this webinar every Sunday, because most people who come here, we are all part of Aero now. So if I say Aero team, is all of us. It's all of us. So you are included. So also all the people who are listening to this great webinar and people sitting there, listen, we also thank you for the great effort and then the good job that you have done for the whole year 2024. So we thank you very much for and then we appreciate the great job you are doing. And then it's not the end. We want you that the next year, the year coming, you keep doing the great job, even much more better than what we have done. More effort, more joyful, more love, more peace for year coming. And then I believe that Mr. Ash Mufara, our CEO, is doing a great job. And then we carry on and continue doing the job. I know most people, he said it, the person that we need to move forward. We know we have the faith also in all of us. So let's do the great job. Let's continue to do what we have been. And then let's keep doing what we know best to do. So it's not end. The war is coming is more than what we are doing now. So let's carry on doing the good job for our team, because this is a great team, it's a great family. So we appreciate everything that you have done. So not be too long. So I wish you a happy new year for all of us here, and then also for the team also that are working for us. They are doing the great job backhand. They are doing the great job for us with our CEO. So God bless them. God bless our great company. God bless everyone in this great company also. And then the new year bring peace, prosperity, and great news for all of us, so that, like Mr. Ash said, is going to change our life. And then we hope, and then we believe, we trust that this new year thing will come up and then thing will change our life. So thank you everyone. And then happy new year for everyone, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you too, my brother Vincent. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Let's go to our brother Keith. And then I think after that, we'll hear from Mr. Martin Aim. He's been waiting patiently. So Keith, over to you. Please unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Let me say hello to you, Uncle Bob. Good to be here again. Grateful to you and Sister Comfort for hosting such an amazing segment here. And let me say hello to all the panelists and those who spoke. I heard quite a bit of powerful words and expressions. And of course, it was good to hear Robin. It's been a while, so it was a pleasure hearing her. Real treat. But the topic says the power of faith in tough times. And as I thought about that word faith, I thought about free. We didn't pay for the thing. It came. We got, and the good book says we all have a measure of faith. And faith can do so much powerful things, and we don't have to pay for faith. So that's a major blessing right there. And you think about tough times, and you think about the fact that if you have faith and you exercise the faith, when you do go through the tough times, which is inevitable, it's going to happen, you'll come out feeling better. You'll come out feeling stronger. See, too many people go through, and when they go through, they're so ruined because they didn't go through with the faith and the confidence. I think about the fact that I've seen where they've taken segments from some of our webinars, and they break it down to small size and they share it. I saw something with, I think, Mike, and I think it was Ashbafari. And I think it was in India, the language. It was powerful to see that thing. So we see we're in a world now with technology, we can share these things in so many languages eventually. But I think about the fact that we are in such a great place to have seen the result of staying together, the result of believing in a dream, in a vision, in a man who believes in God. We've seen the result of sticking it out. We've seen the result of not quitting. And every time I'm on these segments, I think about someone who doesn't know about Unpassive, who never heard about it before. I think all of us here, I would believe, is at a resolve where we know this is going to work. We believe in this company. We have faith. But there's someone who might be new. It's like, what's Unpassive? What is this about? So I would say to you, like I say to myself, when I remember the last 3 years, 4 years, when I first ran into Unpassive. And so you might be the one looking for something now and open and willing to investigate. And so this message for you to let you know that these men and women here are very much aware that there's something in this earth that's going to transform the world. These men here, some are professionals. Some of these men and women are, people who are established. They have worked hard. They know a lot. They're not gullible people. They have investigated. They have looked into things. They have thought about things. And they're now convinced that we have something powerful that's going to really revolutionize the entire world. It's going to transform the world. So if you're looking at open, you want to investigate. I would encourage you to investigate. A lot of you are leaving this end of year and you're so torn up. You're wondering, what will next year look like? You're anticipating, you're anxious about what might be in store for you in the future. But good news. Unpassive is here. And you have a team that's here. And you have a leader that's here that is vivacious, that has the kind of faith that you rarely ever see, has the heart that you'll ever feel, and has the vision that will allow all of us to get a taste of this wonderful, smooth, cool water that will be running down. So again, to all you speakers, you guys have been my encouragement. You guys have been my source of inspiration. Marty, Uncle Bob, Vincent, I mean, you guys are awesome. Robin, and I keep going, but I'm going to end it right here by saying thank you all. I wish you all a great New Year's when it comes. Actually, if you're watching, thank you and your family, your team. I'm so blessed to be a part of this. And I'm looking to see even greater things in the next coming days, weeks, into next year. God bless every one of you, and see you all soon.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you. And same to you. Happy New Year's to you. So we'll hear from Mr. Martin Ayim, and then we'll go back to Brother Madi. We'll hear from Mr. Martin, and then we hear from Mark, and then we'll roll back to Mike Ellis, Chris Johnson, Madi, if they have anything to close based on what they've heard, and Robin. So let's listen to Mr. Martin. Over to you, Mr. Martin. Can you hear me?
Bob Marty had to leave, so he messaged me and he gave me the host. He had to leave.
Okay. So we still have Robin, Mike Ellis, and Chris Johnson, right? I don't see Brother Chris, but we have Mike, we have Robin, so they'll close up. Oh, okay, Chris is here. Okay, good. So, Mr. Martin, over to you. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes, very much. Do you hear me now?
Wonderful. Welcome. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you very much, brother. You call my name just like my mother would. I am so excited about Unpassive. Honestly, this is the first time that I'm speaking in a webinar, and I'm moved by it. Let me just announce too that I was recruited. I'm a founder. I was recruited by Comfort, Sister Comfort. She locked out, so I'm in Unpassive thanks to Comfort.
Wonderful.
So yes, and I come today to reveal a dream that I had about Unpassive. In my dream, Unpassive appeared to me written in the sky, and it was like a scrolling board, Unpassive, and then a multitude of people clapping. Then I woke up from sleep. I'm like, what is this? So God reveals to redeem. I believe in that very strongly. And I see that Unpassive is a success. We're talking about faith. I add trust. And I do add patience. I listened to our CEO on the 24th. And every word he says motivates. So we know where we are and why we joined Unpassive. I can assure you, with our confidence, Unpassive is moving to directions And 2025 is going to be a year of victory. Did anybody expect a big company, a nice thing like ONPASSIVE to be without challenges? No. Then you must be in a dreamland. The thing is, when you overcome the challenges, do you go higher? Yes, we're instead going higher and higher. So with all this confidence, as I've started talking, I will continue to talk as well. I'm speaking from Louisiana, USA, and prosperous New Year to all our brothers and sisters of ONPASSIVE. Thank you, Harsh, for your
Thank
vision.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. And we hope that you come back next year so that you can help us spread the word, Mr. Aim. It's good to see you, brother. Let's hear from our one and only Mark. Where's Mark? Is Mark still here? I saw Mark. Where's Mark?
I'm right here, Bob.
Hello, Mark. Happy New Year
There
to
he
you,
is.
Mark. There you go. What do you
Hope.
think about this hope and, positive mindset and faith that we'll be talking about as we go to the next year?
Hope, faith, believe, gratitude, and believe that I believe. These are all things I've heard here today. I had to have some hope. It seemed as though I had no hope, but I knew I did because there was a power greater than myself given to me many years ago, and it changed how I think, gave me an open mind. When I first heard Ash, I was like, there's a power greater than me. And I it's funny because I came down with leukemia in September of 2020. And no, I came into ONPASSIVE September of 2020 and came down with leukemia in October. And ONPASSIVE, when I was doing chemo, I had my laptop with me and I had headphones and I could listen to different webinars. And ONPASSIVE got me through chemo. And then I would get out of chemo and the doctor would always ask me, how you feeling? I'm feeling great. When they told me I had leukemia, I was like, okay, what do we do next? And he looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, did you hear what I said? Yeah, but it is what it is. God will have my back. If he wants me here, he'll keep me here. Well, that was 4 years ago. Yeah, and he kept me here for a reason. And I think that reason is so I could meet all you guys. You all are a power greater than me. I don't know numbers. I don't know all this tech savvy stuff, but I tell you, all I have to do is log in. I got a friend that knows everything. I'm grateful for Ash Mafara because he is a power greater than me that is doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. And I love y'all, like it or not. I mean, and the more I come on here, I'm like a lamp. I'm like a lamp. If I reach up, somebody reaches up there to turn me on. If I'm not plugged in, I'm not going to have the light to shine. So I need to stay plugged in. We all need to stay plugged in and be a lamp. That's all I got. Glad to see y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Mark. Happy New Year. Guys, listen to this. Listen to what Mark just said. All I got to do is log in. I got a friend that knows everything. It sounds like a song. All I got to do is log in, and I got a friend who knows everything. Oh, boy. That was a good one, Mark. Thank you so much. Let's go to Brother Chris Johnson. Brother Chris, do you have any parting words or anything that you heard so far today that you want to emphasize or anything that you want to let us go with?
I do. Don't ever do that again, Bob. Oh, very good. one thing I love about this is just about every one of you talked about God. That's, to me, that's music to my ears, and to let people, no matter what you believe, and I think everyone believes in God one way or the other, or whatever religion they're in, but just to show the power of what this company is part of, not just products, not just wealth, but God. God's all about it. So that's all I got to say is keep that promise to God, keep your faith in God, and everything else fall in place. Bob, back to you.
Thank you, Brother Chris. Thanks for your support, always unconditional. Let's go to Uncle Mike, Brother Mike Ellis, if you're there, please, Mike. Anything that you want to add, any additional stuff you want to add, or any parting words as we go into this next year, in the next couple of days?
Yeah, just very quickly, Bob. And of course, to end the program, all you need is Robin. You don't need Chris and I, but I'll say a couple of things. Ash's vision 6 years ago, 7 years ago, was a tremendous vision. And today it's stronger than it was 8 years ago. It is just a magnificent, revolutionary vision. And for those people that are just listening right now, you've heard a lot of really, really great things today. I mean, everybody had some tremendous things to say, but you might be saying to yourself, well, okay, but what is this? What is Ash's vision? And it's important for you to understand what he's done and why it's revolutionary. Very, very simply, it's an automated marketing platform, boom, run by AI, artificial intelligence, connect to traffic. What does that mean to you? It means to you that when you have an organization, because of what Mr. Mufara has done, sales will come into your organization, you will make a commission, and boom, you just got paid. That is the vision of Ash Mufara. Very, very simply put. There's a lot more to it than that. But it really is extraordinary. It is revolutionary. And once you understand what Mr. Mufara is bringing forth very, very quickly, you're going to understand he's done this for you. And that's the most important part. It's been done for you to have the ability to develop an income and live the lifestyle you want to live. Bob, I'll leave it there. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. And it's a good place to be. Bob, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much, Mike. And before I call Sister Robin to come and give a final closure, let me let you know that I'm going to let our Sister Comfort, you're going to, after Robin speaks, you're going to take it over and you close the webinar with your closing words. But I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank the heroes, our heroes family. I want to thank all of you throughout the past few years we've been here. We've been here, like my brother Vincent said, every day, every Sunday this year, we've been here. We've been supportive, and thank you for all your contributions. I mean, we couldn't have done this without you, without your support, your love, and your cooperation. So let me pass it over to Sister Robin, the voice of living, voice of strength, voice of power, voice of love. Sister Robin, over to you.
Bob, thank you so much. Mike, as always, you are very kind and generous, and I just adore all of you. I look forward to being able to give you big hugs and meeting in person, maybe even in 2025. Life is precious. Let's not waste our time. We can take a class, we can donate our time at the food banks, the church kitchens, help the homeless, help those who are less fortunate. And by doing this, believe it or not, we actually help ourselves. Because by feeling good, we subconsciously continue to exude that, and that goes out of us in ripples. The rest of people who come in contact with us feel this, and they just want to be around you, and they just want to be part of what you're doing. The bottom line is we have a choice. While this is being done for us by Ash, and he will present and bring forward when it is ready, we have a choice. We can sit and do nothing. But please, if that's your choice, don't complain. Don't be negative about it. It will take what it will take to bring it to us. But if you don't do anything, then that's fine, but you'll be in the same space as you're probably in now. If you choose to do something to enrich your life by helping yourself and helping others, connect your heart to God's heart. Have a safe New Year's, everybody. Celebrating as you will, celebrate responsibly. Drink, please don't drive. If you vape and smoke, please don't drive. Be safe. And let's ring in 2025 with joy and happiness in our hearts, looking forward to more in 2025, looking forward to more good health, more abundance, more friendship, more love, more laughter. And I wish you all a wonderful, safe New Year's, and I look forward to seeing you in 2025. Take care, everybody. Thank you for a wonderful webinar and having me with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. Really appreciate, and of course, Bob, I thank you for preserving one of the best just for me to take care of, none else but our own brother Peter. It's been a wonderful year. We've been through so much together, great moments. He's a wonderful person, great at organizing like nobody else would do. And we just thank God for his life too, because he went through a surgery and came back very successful. That's why you see him looking great. And Pete, there's no way we'll go this last Sunday without hearing your voice, bro.
Thank you, Comfort. I was trying to get away with it, but I couldn't. Great webinar, great speakers, and obviously we've all got faith. I've got faith in God. I mean, my faith has grown with God over the last 6 months, I'll be honest with you. And I'm glad to be here, you know. And Robin, you touched my heart, what you said. And you know, I had to turn the camera off because it got me. And you know, I feel for you and what you're going through. And but you're a winner, and you're going to make it to the top like the rest of us. And anyway, so yeah, great webinar, great to be here, great speakers, and we'll see everybody in the new year. Keep the faith. This is definitely coming our way. Ash is obviously working hard with his team, and there's no doubt in my mind we are going to be pleasantly surprised in the next few months. Back to you, Comfort.
Oh, thank you so much, Pete. Yeah. So I just want to take this opportunity again to appreciate everybody, those of you watching out there on the YouTube channels, even those who will watch later on. We just want to extend our love to all of you, our gratitude again. And we've been a great family. We've been through so much together, good things, bad things, normal things, all types of things. And I think we have grown from strength to strength, both as individuals and as the one big family that we are. And I do believe, like anybody else looking at me right now, that the best is yet to come. And of course, we are just ready for it. Whoever has maybe strayed a bit, you've just gone for a walk, come back home, because home is just here. Family is here. And it's so sweet just being together. Let's do this. Let's just stand strongly behind our CEO. Support him with prayers, love messages, think about each other. I think it's evident. Everybody feels good how much people think about each other, pray. The prayers, they are moving mountains. We can tell because people come back and testify. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep on the faith. Thank you. Love you all. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Happy New Year.